Hi guys, Dave here, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to be going over the Ionian mode, otherwise known as the major scale. So the major scale is obviously the most popular scale in Western music. It's a very recognisable scale. The major scale has a very happy and uplifting kind of sound. Let's learn how to play the scale first, and then we'll go into the mechanics of the scale and how to use it. So if you haven't already, watch my video on intervals and watch my video on how the modes work, and that will really help you understand what's going on in this lesson. So, to play the major scale, we're going to be playing the G major scale. So, first of all, we're going to place our first finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, and then our middle finger on the 5th fret, and our little finger on the 7th fret. And then we're going to do the same thing on the A string, 3, 5, 7, and then 4, 5, 7 on the D string. And we're going to play index finger, middle finger, little finger on the D string. So we've got 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7 on the G string. Then on the B string, we're going to play 5 with our index finger, 7 with our ring finger, and we're going to play the 8th fret with our little finger. Then we're going to play the same thing again on the high E string. So altogether, our scale sounds like this. Okay, cool. So the major scale is made up of the intervals, the root, the major second, the major third, the perfect fourth, the perfect fifth, the major sixth, the major seventh, and then you start all over again. Root, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, root. And then we play the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th on the E string. So the G major scale is played over a G major chord, and the G major chord is made up of the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th notes of the scale. So the G, so the scale goes G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and the notes of the G major chord would be G, the root, B, the 3rd, and D, the 5th. Okay? And if you want to add the 7th note to the chord, then you get a G major 7th chord. And the 7th note is your F sharp there, on the 4th fret of the D string. Okay, so another thing to know is where all the root notes are, or your tonic, as it might otherwise be called. So, obviously our first note of our scale is our root note, so you're going to play the 3rd fret of the E string, the 5th fret of the D string, and the 8th fret of the B string. That's where all of our root notes are. When we're creating melodies with this scale, we're playing over a G major chord, and as I said, the G major chord consists of the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. So basically, when you're playing a melody, the root, the 3rd, and the 5th are all notes that you can stick around on, and they'll sound great. You can land on them to finish your melodies, and they'll sound really good. So, for example, so those notes I stayed on for longer were my root, 3rd, and 5th, and as these are in the chord G major, these are called chord tones. If you're playing a G major 7th, then also your major 7 would be a chord tone as well. And the major 7 isn't as strong of a chord tone to land on, so just use your ear when playing it to make sure it sounds good. Okay, so there are some notes that are in every scale that are called avoid notes. So in this particular scale, it would be the 4th, which is your C, and the avoid doesn't mean avoid playing the note completely, but avoid sticking around on the note. So imagine that chord and that note. It doesn't sound very good. And the reason for that is because the 4th is 1 semitone higher than the 3rd, and that is quite a dissonant interval. And that 4th does want to resolve to either the 5th or the 3rd, which is one of our chord tones. So that's something to take into account when you're playing your major scale. All of our modes have something unique about them that sets them apart from every other mode. And in the case of the major scale, the thing that sets this apart from every other mode is that there are no accidentals. And what that means is there's no sharp or flat notes within the scale. We've just got a root, a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, a 7th, and then back to our root again. So that is everything you need to know about the major scale to start off with, or the Ionian mode as it's otherwise called. So if you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments, and like the video to show some support, and subscribe to my channel. In the description there's a link to my Patreon account where you can go and support even further if you're really enjoying my videos. I'll be doing more videos on all of the modes, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next video.